Do you actually remember the last decision you made today, one that wasn't influenced by a screen? Think about it. What you watched this morning. What you read. What caught your attention. What you ignored. Now ask yourself honestly, did you choose that, or was it chosen for you? Because here's the uncomfortable truth most people aren't ready for. In 2026, AI doesn't just help you make decisions. It quietly shapes the decisions you think you're making. And the reason this is so powerful is because it doesn't feel like control. It feels like convenience. Let that sink in for a second. Have you noticed how rarely you actually search for things anymore? You don't go looking, things come to you. Videos appear. Posts surface. Ideas show up. Suggestions feel perfectly timed. And that's not coincidence. That's AI doing exactly what it was designed to do: predict what will keep you engaged, focused, comfortable, and responsive. But here's the question nobody asks. At what point does assistance turn into influence? And at what point does influence turn into quiet decision-making? Because AI doesn't tell you what to do directly. It controls the menu. And whoever controls the menu controls the choice. Think about this for a second. If AI decides what you see first, what you see last, what you never see at all, how free are your decisions really? And I'm not saying this in a dramatic way. I'm saying this in a practical, everyday way. I ranks. I filters. I predicts. I nudges. Not aggressively. Not obviously. Subtly. And subtle influence is always the most powerful. Have you ever wondered why some days you feel incredibly focused, and other days completely scattered? Why some ideas stick in your head while others disappear instantly? Why certain opinions feel familiar even if you never consciously chose them? That's not weakness. That's systems working exactly as intended. AI optimizes for engagement, not truth. AI optimizes for relevance, not reflection. AI optimizes for speed, not depth. And unless you're aware of that, your thinking slowly becomes reactive instead of intentional. Let me ask you another question. When was the last time you sat with an idea long enough to fully form your own opinion, without scrolling, without notifications, without recommendations pulling you somewhere else? Hard to remember, right? That's the real cost of AI-driven decision environments. Not control. Not manipulation. But fragmentation of attention. And attention is where decisions are born. If your attention is guided, your decisions follow. And here's the wild part. Most people think this only affects entertainment. But it doesn't. It affects career choices. It affects learning paths. It affects priorities. It affects beliefs. It affects confidence. Because AI doesn't just show content, it reinforces patterns. If you engage with something once, AI assumes it matters. If you pause slightly longer, AI amplifies it. If you ignore something, AI removes it. And slowly, your world becomes narrower. More personalized. More comfortable. More predictable. But also less challenging. Less expansive. Less intentional. So let me ask you this. Is convenience always good? Or does too much convenience slowly remove friction that humans actually need to grow? Think about it. Friction forces reflection. Choice forces responsibility. Silence forces clarity. AI removes friction. AI removes waiting. AI removes uncertainty. Which feels amazing in the short term. But what happens long term? This is where the conversation gets interesting. Because AI itself isn't the problem. Unconscious use is. AI is neutral. Systems are neutral. What matters is awareness. The people who thrive in 2026 won't be the ones who reject AI. They'll be the ones who use it deliberately. They'll know when to rely on recommendations, and when to step outside them. They'll know when to automate decisions, and when to slow down and think. They'll know the difference between efficiency and intention. And that difference will define everything. Let me ask you something personal. Do you want a life that feels optimized or a life that feels chosen? Because those two things are not always the same. AI is incredible at optimization. Humans are incredible at meaning. And if you outsource meaning without realizing it, something subtle but important is lost. That's why awareness is the real skill of 2026. Not coding. Not tools. Not platforms. Awareness. Knowing when AI is helping you, and when it's quietly deciding for you. And here's the empowering part. The moment you see this, you regain control. You start asking better questions. Why am I seeing this? Why is this being suggested? What's missing from this picture? Those questions alone change how you interact with technology. Instead of being guided, you become intentional. Instead of being reactive, you become reflective. And that's how AI becomes a tool, not a driver. So let me leave you with this. AI will absolutely continue to shape decisions in 2026. That's inevitable. The real choice is whether you notice it happening. Because the people who stay conscious don't lose control. They gain leverage. And leverage, in the AI era, is everything.